Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's Tottenham Live Conversations. My name is Ediri. I'm looking at three screens, so I will not be focused on one. You see my eyes going up and down. Yeah. Welcome, guys, to today's special topic titled Marriage. Is your spouse a leader, a follower, or a partner? So you look inward, look into your relationship, and I'm sure you will know if your partner, if your spouse is a partner or is a follower or the leader in that relationship. Yeah. So, first and foremost, I welcome you all to today's topic, and we'll wait a bit to for my co-host to join us. Kindly share the live. Share the live. You know, the more you share, the more people, your friends, people who are following you will have access to it. Also, like it so that you can increase the traction for us. Yeah. And then also follow us, by the way. Follow us. This topic today is simply for the purpose of creating awareness and for educational purposes only. Um, the conversation is not intended, the conversation I'm going to have now is not intended to bruise anybody's ego. Just listen. If you have any contribution, you send in your contribution. You can, if you don't want to come on the live, you can type your contribution or ask your question, and then we'll be able to respond. It is not intended to minimize anybody's ego. The conversation today, yeah, like I said, it's just for educational and what do you call it, awareness purposes. So that is that. I just thought to put out that disclaimer. Yeah, so basically, we are expected to share our opinions, like I said, and at the end of the conversation, you make do with what you want. You'll be the judge for yourself in your own relationship. Yeah, I want to ask a question. Hello, Swino. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Betana Accessories. Thank you for joining us on Instagram. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Casa Elvis. You, Casa Elvis. How are you? Yeah. So, I have two questions. Can a woman, the first question is, can a woman who is a spouse be the leader of the home? Is that a possibility? Can a man in a relationship, in the marriage, can he be the follower in the marriage? Is it a possibility? So just keep these two questions at the back of your mind while we carry on with the program. If you are in any of these situations, if after looking at your relationship and you feel like you are in a situation where you're the man and it feels like, oh, you're the follower, like I asked now, or you're the woman and you feel like you're the one leading. Sometimes it's possible that people outside are also actually seeing what's going on in your home, right? Sometimes. So in such, if you feel like people are looking at you, your relationship or your marriage in a certain weird or funny way, don't let it bother you. So long as the two of you in the relationship, you understand yourself, and it doesn't bother the both of you. Don't get bothered by what the look or the gossip or the grapevine discussions that will be going on. about your family, about your relationship. Don't find it weird. Don't find it weird. So yeah, I'm still looking to see if Testbot, good evening. Thank you, Testbot, for coming. Oh my God, I'm so honored to have you here. Wow, thank you so much. So yeah, if you guys don't know who Testbot is, she's, let me think. No, like right now I'm like what? How did they say that thing? I'm all struck. I'm struck by your presence, kind of. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, I would love you to share your opinion with us. If you want to come on, it's fine. If you don't want to come on the live, you can just send a message. I'll really appreciate it. Thank you so much for gracing this live. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. So yeah, there are some relationships where before you get married, you're with your spouse, you're with your, let's say, your boyfriend or your fiance, however you want to put it, and he seems to do everything for you. He's just calm. You're the one that takes the lead. The female, you're the one that takes the lead in the relationship. You're the one that takes the decisions. You're the one that takes care of finance. You're the one that all the decisions around the house, around the relationship. You're the one, it's what you say that goes. If that is how it is, do not think that by the time you get married, anything is going to change. I created this topic because I'm African. I'm in Nigeria, and I know what obtains in the climb I came from. I know what obtains, and it's mostly that men are, and also the fact that we are Christians. I'm a Christian, okay? So it's mostly the fact that the man is supposed to be the head of the house. The man is supposed to, whatever he says goes. The man can even, if you make a mistake, the man can even beat you. Because there are some ladies who feel, I've seen a lot of videos on the internet of some ladies that feel like being beaten by their man is a sign of love. Yes, there are ladies who believe that. Okay. So the point I was trying to make is if you're in a relationship with your lover or your fiancé or whatever before you get married, and the woman is the one that is taking all the decisions and is doing everything, and you proceed to get married, and you eventually get married, do not think that that dynamic is going to change. Do not come and change to become what you were not when you were dating. Because if you do that, that relationship is going to crumble. It's going to crumble. Yeah, I'm also looking at the comments. So yeah, what is your relationship? Are you the leader in the relationship? Are you the follower in the relationship? Is there supposed to be a follower in the relationship? Think about it. Wherever there is a leader, there must be a follower. And what makes a good leader? A good leader must also be a good follower. You cannot be autocratic and think that your followers would be loyal. So a good follower should know how to manage information between him or her as the leader and him or her as the follower. That's on one hand. Then as partners, of course, we already know that how partnerships should work. You seek each other's opinion, you seek each other's consent, before you carry on with your activities. As humans, we were all born equal, right? We were all born equal, but we were not all born leaders. Some people can be in some people can be in a leadership position, but they are not able to lead. So you could have a spouse that because kindly mute, please. Jennifer, kindly mute your mic for now. Aha. So you could have a spouse who is in a leadership position. So just like I said, having been the fact that I'm an African, yeah, um, it is expected that the man should lead the home, and the fact that I'm a Christian as well buttresses that fact that the man should be the leader. But there are some men who cannot lead. So it is expected that as a man, you're in that leadership position, but you cannot lead. So I would even say that if you find, we all know our weaknesses and we all know our strengths, our area of strength and weakness, we all know, we should be able to know that. We should be able to know those things. So if you are in a situation where you feel like I am not leading this home well, I think my spouse, who is the female, my discussion with you, note this, that my discussion with you is based on the fact that I'm in Nigeria and I'm an African. So I'm coming from that perspective. So you can look at the situation and say, okay, I think my wife, I'm supposed to be the leader, but I'm not taking the right decisions or I'm not leading the home well. I think my wife, I'm seeing traits of leadership in her. She everything she does, she excels in it. When she brings the idea, everything just goes well. If you're already seeing those traits and those qualities in her, the good thing is that if you see that and you're able to humbly hand over the activities to her to run, that even makes you a better leader, I would say. That even makes you a better leader, I would say. I don't know what you guys think about my opinion. Like I said in the beginning, this live is just for educational purposes, for awareness purposes, is not to bruise or to minimize anybody's ego. It's not intended for that. Let's just have a discussion. And at the end of the day, you look at your own relationship and work with your own dynamics here. So, hello, Jennifer. If you have a contribution at this point, you may go ahead. You can unmute and go ahead.
Hello, Sunshine. Everything you said, I agree with you completely. But the only challenge I have is that some men, their ego would not let them hand over to the lady. But like you said, each home has their own dynamics.
Okay, in case you didn't hear her, Jennifer is saying that some men, their ego will not allow them to hand over the activities that makes them think like a leader, that makes them supposed to be like a leader. The areas they are failing at, they won't be able to, their ego will not allow them to hand over to the woman. That's what Jennifer just said. Which is true. Which is true. But let me tell you one story. So there's this lady, and this is a real life story. She's in the accounting field. So when it comes to things like budgeting, accounting, finance, she's very good at it. She has a business running. She's also working. Her husband is also, everybody's working, making money, right? But she discovered that her husband wasn't a good planner when it comes to money. He wasn't a good planner. And they were married for a number of years. Well, at some point she had to step in, you know, and explain the situation of things. And of course, she came with her um, well explained program on how they should start doing their budget. You know how these accountants do their stuff. Yeah, so she did it and told the man that he should give her some time to run the home and let's see how it goes. She did it. He also agreed. He agreed, and they did it. And the man was really, really impressed, which was why I told the story in the beginning. The man was really, really, really impressed with how she handled it, and he just stepped back. They now went ahead and created the joint account where all the money was going into, and in that account, um, they will take out what they need for the house, what he will need for himself, and what they need for the children to run the home and all that. Just remove everything and then put whatever they have to, the untouched savings. They did that as well. And that was it. That was how she started running the home. And he extended to other parts of the house, other decisions. He would just say, go and talk to madam, just go and meet madam. Madam will sort it out for you. So it was madam that took over the house eventually at the end of the day. So in that case, can we not say that the woman is now the leader in the home? Because at the end of the day, she was the one that was, without her, nothing works. Without her input, without her decision, without her effort, nothing works. Even though the man from where I'm coming from, the man was supposed to be the leader, but in this case now, because he couldn't stand up to his what do you call it? To his responsibility. Yeah, he couldn't stand up to his responsibility. This thing also applies to maybe people who. No, let me not go there. I wanted to say something, but let me not go there. Let me leave that one. So yeah, because I don't believe that a man who lost his job or who is not working should be minimized, should be looked down on simply because he doesn't have a job. He can still be the head of the home. He can still be the leader of the home, even though he doesn't have a job. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. So yeah, let me see. I don't know why my co-host is not here yet.
Let me say something about that one that you said.
Okay,
that
tell me.
A man that lost his job and all of that.
Okay.
Yes, that's not a lie. I have a friend that is actually experiencing that presently. Her husband has lost his job for 2 years, and she's been providing for the family happily. But it's got to do a lot with the way the man has treated this woman when he had the power in his hand. If you have the power in your hand and you've mistreated a lady, and the power leaves your hand to go somewhere else, what do you think would happen? In UK, for example, a lot of people, they relocated abroad. And when they get abroad, their wife starts to misbehave. One of the women came out and spoke and said, while I was in Nigeria, this man had everything. Do you know what I have been through? You have to put all of that into consideration, because being a woman is a very dynamic situation. You have to care for the children, you have to care for the home, and caring for the home, caring for the children is a lot of trouble, which we all know this. But for the men, of course, they have to look for money. But looking for money is exciting. You meet people, you do a lot of things, and they're hardly contributing in their house. And then when they get to the house, they're nasty to the woman at home. So how do you expect this woman to be of any use to this man that has been mean to her if he lost his job? Like my friend has done, she has been so good to this woman, and she's still very good to the woman. I am so proud of her. I tell her this every day. I am proud of you. 2 years is a long time. For a woman, she cooks.
Hello, we can no longer hear you. Unmute your mic. Jennifer, we can no longer hear you. Please unmute your mic. Welcome, Susan Omolade. Mary Olanubi, thank you for coming. You guys join the live. Oh, come, let's talk. Jennifer, I can't hear you again. Oh, your mic is muted. Anyway, so yeah, see, relationship. In this our family channel, most of the things we talk about is about relationship, marriage, family. How you treat your spouse while you are in Nigeria, which is the story she was trying to tell now, should not necessarily be the way you treat her when you get abroad, when you move abroad. Because these are two different climes, two different continents, two different cultures. If back home, two of you were working, you probably had a maid because it's very cheap to get a maid, or you have your family members who would come support you, take care of the children, or you can even take your children to your workplace when they close from school. You know, there are some arrangements like that. You're able to do all that. But once you go abroad, they have structure. Everything they do is according to structure. You go to work, you come back, madam goes to work, she comes back. And you will still expect madam to be the one to go to the market and go and cook. Maybe the day you are even off safe. Fine, you're supposed to rest, you know. When you're off, of course, you're supposed to rest. It's supposed to be for rest. But you still eat, right? But madam is at work. Why can't you just quickly do something? Maybe do the shopping. So that when she comes, she'll see that, okay, you've already done the shopping. She can do the cooking or something. You know how to do your own arrangement in your families. But not thinking that, oh, when she comes back, she will still be the one. That's my opinion. I will say again, that's my opinion. Not thinking that by the time she comes back from work, she will go to the market, or on her way from work, she has to go to the market, buy the food, come, cook, make the food for you to eat. You know, just the way things were in Nigeria. It's because here, people are working double shift, triple shift, self, you know, and it's very, very expensive to pay for maids, to pay for people that will come and take care of your house. So most times when you go abroad like this newly, you tend to do things and manage yourself. But some of our men, they are not understanding enough. Some of them are not understanding enough. But I thank you for that story you just gave about your friend whose husband was quite understanding towards her. Yeah, I wish them well. I wish them well. Hello, Alex. Thank you for coming. Guys, drop your comments. Drop your comments. My co-host is not here. I'm the one that's going to be talking and talking now. So drop your comments or drop your questions, and we can proceed with that. Jennifer, I can't even see you, Seth. You know, when you drop more questions, we'll be able to delve into some blurry areas that probably I can't remember right now. So yeah, let's go on, guys. So I also want to touch on some families where we have a lot of female CEOs. Where I come from, Nigeria, have a lot of female CEOs that are very, very successful. The value that they bring to work is different from the value they bring to their home. You understand? So when you're at work, you are the CEO. It's an office environment. You give what you have to give as a leader, as a CEO. But when you come home, it's supposed to be a different ball game. But I understand that some ladies also, it gets to them, and sometimes they want to exhibit that CEO outside. They want to exhibit it in the home, which is not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. Education in marriage is totally different from formal education. You know, when you're in a marriage, things you learn, you grow in it. That education is not something you can get in a formal environment. It's not something you can get in the formal environment. You have your master's degree, you're the CEO. When you come home, it should be a totally different ball game altogether. Your man is still your man. Where I come from, and because I'm also a Christian, your man is supposed to be your head. Maybe you're in another religion where the woman is supposed to be the head of the home. That's different. Or you're from the West where these days everyone is clamoring for partnership, which some of our own ladies also are trying to imbibe. If you're trying to imbibe that and it's working for you, great, great. If it's working for you, great. That you and your spouse, your partners, you're working as partners is good. You know. But like I said, we are from a place where the man is expected to be the leader. So on the outside, he can be the leader, right? But on the inside, if it's the woman that is actually playing that leadership role, the man shouldn't, um, men shouldn't be forceful. Because, like I said, you can be in a leadership position, but you're not a leader. You don't have the qualities of a leader in marriage, not in a social setting, not in a formal setting, in marriage. So yeah. Who else want to come on the live? It's a great topic, but I also need contribution. No one knows it all. So this leadership thing, I want to also like something I said before now. This leadership thing also makes some men to discipline their wives. Like the wife does something wrong, and the discipline is to use belts or to beat, you know. And there are ladies who actually believe that if a man does this to me, he's correcting me. I saw a video, I've seen a couple of videos like that. And in fact, the other day I saw one video and the girl was just talking about how she loves her man so much, but that she also loves the fact that he beats her. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know. But it sounds like someone who needs help. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, we've been on for like 30 minutes. What did I just do? Okay. Hello, Mr. Quadri Aruna. Long time. Long time. Okay. Someone is saying, Jennifer is saying she believed that lady was abused. Well, like I said, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I'm only a life coach. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that. So yeah, guys. So for me, I believe that a woman can also be a leader in the home. It might sound weird to onlookers, but if your spouse and you are comfortable with you, the female spouse, being the leader of the home, oh, why not? By all means. Oh, why not? A man can also be a follower in a marriage, which is what I just said now. And it's not to minimize his ego. And I keep stating that disclaimer because I don't want my words to be twisted. You know, I already did that. You can go back and watch the video. I already gave an explanation of situations where it's a possibility that a man can be a follower in a relationship. All of us, our relationships, our marriages, we have different dynamics. Don't ever think that what you're seeing in Mr. A's relationship that is working for them is what you want to apply to your own. You watch your own relationship, watch your own dynamics, see how they go, and work with that. That's what I always advocate. We are not all the same. Our men are not the same. Our women are not all the same. Yeah, so always do what works for you. And don't feel like it is weird if you eventually see where a woman is taking the leadership role in her family. Don't find it weird. Don't find it funny because it's a possibility and it's working for them. And it's working for them. Okay, let me read this. This comment is really long. Let me read it. Sensitive, I must say. Yes. Those topics that are so sensitive that people are running away from talking about. Those are the things I like to talk about because they are happening around us. We may look away from it, but it's happening. It's happening. So let me finish with. But I wish there is another word we can use to describe the example you gave earlier. Rather than saying the leadership was handed over to the woman, I'm saying this because I have seen a scenario where this handover was a mutual agreement and it was working very well. However, friends and family started calling her Oga Madam. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Something that is working for you and your family. Somebody now, people will always talk. People will always talk. They will not mind their businesses. Before long, I'm still reading. Before long, those statements got to the man and things started changing. You see? Maybe if the man wasn't making people feel that the woman was the leader, things would have been smooth with the arrangement. Okay, so there was a third party. He was making people feel that she was the leader. So the essence of this conversation, like I said from the beginning, is that these things are happening. They are happening. If it's happening in your relationship, if the dynamics are not the traditional dynamics, but it's working for you, keep it going for yourselves. A third party doesn't have to know. Your family members don't have to know. Your friends don't have to know. If they see and they want to talk, well, I don't know how you're going to handle that, but it's not their business. It's not their business. See this particular instance you gave now. That you were calling her Oga Madam because the man was always the man was making people feel that the woman was the leader. Why did he have to do that? To make people feel. I don't know how he made them to feel that way, but I think whatever happens in your home, in your marriage, in your family is between you and your family. It should remain in the family. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because even this one, at the end of the day, if they now switch, if they now switch roles, let me just use the word role. If they switch roles and the man takes over from the woman, several things that were going well in that marriage will begin to plummet. That's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of negatives. Yes, that's what's going to happen. So if the man is, if he knows what he's doing, he shouldn't, if he knew what he was doing, he shouldn't have allowed that to get to him. I know that there's a way people will talk, there's a way people will talk and we are human beings, right? It will get worse. Yeah, but you have to weigh your options. Is it your family? You want the best for your family, or you want to listen to that outsider that will come and talk and go to his own family or to her own family and go and do what he is telling you he cannot do. He will be doing what more? He will be doing worse. He will be doing more in his own family, or she will be doing more in her own family. But they will come and tell you that they are not doing like that. Or they will come and tell you, why are you doing this? How can you give up your role for your wife? They started calling her Oga Madam. You see? So that's where that's the country I come from. That's the continent I come from. That's how we think. But we shouldn't think like that. We shouldn't be thinking like that. Sometimes too, sometimes too, um, when we kind of get introspective and look at our relationship, maybe as this life is going on now, you're already trying to think about your own relationship, whether you're the leader or you are the follower, or you guys are even partners. Maybe you're already thinking about that. Maybe you're already assessing your own situation. Maybe you're even carrying your phone to go and Google what are the qualities of a good leader, or what are the qualities of a good husband or a leading husband, forgetting that people are completely different. Google is people that are putting opinions inside Google too. There are facts and there are also misleading opinions on Google. That is why I said, and that is why I always say, in every sphere of life, so to speak, what works for you, what works for Mr. A will not work for Mr. B. I hope younger couples, our young boys and girls are getting married, will remember these things and work with it in their own relationship, and not think that, oh, their friends or their somebody they know, their relationship, this is what is going on, and I'm going to apply this, and I think it's going to work for me to know. Look at your own dynamics always. And it's not just about relationship, every sphere of life. Whatever works for you, Mr. A must not work for Mr. B. If it works for you, fine. What works for Mr. B can sometimes work for Mr. B as well. But always look at the dynamics of your own situation. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone that joined on Instagram, on Facebook. It's on YouTube that I usually don't have people joining me because I still have very few followers. But if you're following me on Instagram, you're following me on Facebook, please do well to also look out for my channel on YouTube and follow. Just follow. Just follow. It will not reduce anything in your body now. Just follow, please. Anyway, so that's that. So I think I'm going to end the live now. If I don't have any more contribution, thank you, Swino, by the way, for your contribution. And thank you, everyone else that came. Swino, Jennifer, Susan. Okay, I'm reading another comment here from Swesme. But in reality, in a mutual relationship of love, while the man is the leader, as we all know, there's nothing wrong with identifying each other's strengths and using them to make the relationship grow from grace to grace. Yes, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution. Identify your strengths, identify your weaknesses, and know where to support one another to make, ultimately is to make the relationship to grow from strength to strength. So yeah, I wish you all a beautiful life in your marriages, in your homes, in your relationships. Yeah, if there's any topic you would want me to address, send it to me as well, and we'll deal with it. And we'll deal with it. So yeah, this is where I'm going to end the live today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you guys again next week by the grace of God. So take care and bye.